Today's guest is an amazing gentleman who I met many years ago, who was classified by society as an ex-offender, who came to me and said, Kwame, I actually want to aspire to be more than what society's trying to pigeonhole into. And I gave him a few words of encouragement, but boy, did I not know how far he was going to take it. Now the founder and owner of Hackney Wick Football Club, we have the amazing gentleman, Bobby Kasanga, who's going to be sitting down on our chair of truth, discussing how he was able to surpass the definitions, the hurdles, and some of the barriers that life throws at us and turn it into what he is now, which is an amazing father, family man, and owner of an amazing aspiring football club. So welcome today, Bobby Kasanga. You've flown. I'm so actually proud of you sitting here now. I can't help smiling because I remember that day clearly. And I think, you know, there are a lot of people who are looking for employment. You know, they're looking for opportunities that you can actually get them into. And it's like any sort of opportunity that can help, you know, will go. So to find the idea from that barrier place where it's like, you know what, I'm an ex-offender, I can't find jobs, I need to get this money. I need to get paid. I don't want to go back down the wrong path. You know, for many, and there were men, there were women, there were Black and Asian mainly, that were just ready to take anything. But I think I saw something in you, bro. I saw something in you, and it's that same mantra is something that was said to me. I had the pleasure of having a man called Tim Campbell. He's the one who first won The Apprentice. You know him, yeah. And he gave me a bit of advice one day on my business. I called through to his office, and he said that same line to me, and it resonated, that hunger is the key. And you know, if you've got food at home and you're out there hunting, you might be like, do you know what, I'm getting paid, I've got perfume shop, it's all good. But when there's nothing there, you got to push it. So was Hackney Wick Football Club, is that what spawned from that moment?
Yeah, I mean, no, because at that point I'd already kind of started laying the foundation down for that. So we really sort of came up with a name for the team, and it's just about trying to have enough time. And don't get me wrong, I still needed employment, but it was a thing that where with the hours that they were saying, plus being Westfield, Stratford, I thought, for me, that's a draw, right? Like people would say, Bobby, yeah. So I thought, you know what, I'll go and do a night shift at a bagel factory where I work nights, no one can see me, and just get my money, and during the day, work on my business. Because I think it was very important for me to actually have time to work on my business, whereas I know with a perfume shop, they wouldn't be flexible, like our busy days on Saturday, you must go and work on Saturday. So I couldn't have that. So Hackney Wick was sort of already, the foundations already being laid, and I wasn't sure what direction it was gonna go to. I didn't realize we would get to where we have so quickly, but I've always knew that we would be successful.
What made it explode? What made the platform explode?
I think it's due to down to the marketing. So I knew that there wasn't a team in Hackney, and Hackney's famous for the Hackney Marshes, but nobody bothered starting a semi-professional club over there. Reason being that there's no stadium in Hackney. But I saw that as it was a barrier, which I thought, you know what, we're gonna bypass that barrier. We're not gonna look at that until we eventually need to. So let's start the foundation. So every player that played for the team, you had to go and volunteer in your community. Because if you want your community to support you and build a foundation for them to know you, they need to know, okay, this team is a good team. So all the players that played have to go and volunteer in local causes. So we was going to the Run Hackney Marathon, the local Abney Park Cemetery, the local Mably Green, whoever needed us, we'll just pull it out there, look, we're coming to help. So we'll spend about 3 or 4 guys there. And from then, it sort of grew. Then people, the story that, oh, this guy just come out of prison and he's getting these young people to go and volunteer. And as words start trickling around, you start getting your BBCs coming, your ITVs, and then through the back of that, it just sort of grew and grew.
It just grew, yeah. I think once you got some of the main channels buying into your platform, and I think, Bobby, you changed the status quo. You know, it's ex-offenders, they struggle to find opportunities. They struggle to be motivated, to, you know, to think outside of the box. So what was it about you that made you, that gave you that drive, that gave you that belief?
I've always had an entrepreneurial mind. So even while I was in prison, I was an entrepreneur in there. I opened up a casino in prison. I opened up a betting shop in prison. I had a food shop in prison. So I've always had that, when I come out, wherever you put me, I'm gonna eat regardless. So it was a thing that where I knew coming out of jail, and I know in my own worth that I'm not gonna settle just to, and shout out to everyone that does retail jobs, because it's important. We've seen it during COVID, people having to go to Tesco's, and these people are local heroes. But for me, it wasn't my thing, and I didn't want to just to settle for that. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna really push. And I do my talks now and with my YouTube channel where it's gone to nearly 50K and people are always asking for advice. And I say, look, it might sound easy me saying this. However, it wasn't easy. You have to sort of sacrifice. We used to stand outside of a Tesco's, outside of a Morrison's with a bucket and say, look, support our local football club. Someone walked past, give us £1. Someone walked past, give us £10. And with that, it helped us build our first bit of budget to start paying for stuff. We'll do that in the cold, in the winter. So there's a lot of sacrifices that goes with it, but it comes down to your motivation.
That's right. Yes, it comes down to that. And I mean, in London, it's cold most of the time.
Yeah.
And people are not friendly to give away money and that. That's great. How old were you at this point?
28 years old.
28 years old.
28 years old.
Wow. Were you a father at that point?
Yes, I was. Yes, I was a father. I had my first child. She would have been 8 years old by the time I come out of prison.
Wow.
So yeah, and just building that family. And as a father, your first instinct is to provide. There's almost a sense of shame and embarrassment if you cannot provide.
Absolutely.
If she's saying, I want to go to this school trip or I want, and you can't do that, you have a sense of shame and embarrassment. So for me, it was trying to work hard, especially for her, and also that the fact that she'd seen me, I'd seen her, each other growing up, me being in prison. So we didn't have that foundation to sort of build. So it's very important for me to sort of make enough money to give back for all the times that I missed out and give her the experiences that she would have missed out on too.
That's great responsibility. And those school trips are not cheap, are
No,
they?
they're not cheap at all. They're not cheap at all, yeah.
We're taking them to France or to Paris. Okay, £700.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they were meant to go to America actually, and COVID came in, so yeah, saved us a bit of money to be fair.
A bit of change to put aside there. So I mean, during this pandemic as well, I know we've seen the Premiership, for example, try and adopt the way of actually playing games, and many are struggling because they get their money from people going to watch the games. How have you been able to manage your football club in these times?
I mean, they shut us down pretty early. So we got shut down in March. Our league got shut down in March, and we just reached the semi-finals of the cup, our first ever semi-finals, with the first London club to reach that sort of semi-final.
Brilliant.
And then we sold over 500 tickets. Would have been like £2,500 for us in our pockets. But then we had to refund everything because obviously COVID came in, and our match was literally 4 days before that. So we mostly rely on funding and sponsorship, and through funding getting grants, but it's also just because of everything we do, brands want to align themselves with us. So for example, whenever you heard of a Nike going to sponsor a local grassroots football club, they actually came and supported us and created our first bespoke kits that sold out worldwide, for example. So these are the sort of things that helped us get money. So we never really relied on a fan base, because we never had that fan base in the first place. And slowly it's picking up. I mean, I don't know if you saw on Instagram, I put that match yesterday, you can hear more and more people in our crowd chanting, but again, our games are far away because there's no stadium in Hackney. So we're trying to build up that rapport with everyone, lobby the council, say, look, this is needed, a ground is needed in Hackney. So financially, it's not affected us as much, but more so, I guess, when we weren't being able to collect the subs every week from the kids, we were able to sort of run our music projects, our drama project, that's what helps us get the funding too. So that's sort of killed us a little bit, but it's picking up again.
Brilliant, brilliant. What about, you got the local football club, Leighton Orient, the Young C?
Yeah.
Are they
I mean,
are they not able to lend their stadium or?
I think every club financially right now is in difficulty.
Struggling.
And Leighton Orient, I guess, wouldn't want us to sort of be, because they're a little team themselves, kind of, compared to the West Ham. West Ham's local. West Ham's moved to Hackney Wick, for example. So Leighton Orient are like maybe less than 2 miles away. So they already got beef with West Ham over there. So for them to think, wait, who's this other team that's sort of coming up, and Leighton Orient trying to get as many Hackney and Leighton people to support them as possible. So they probably wouldn't want to help us on that part. But I'm sure they're pretty much aware of us anyway.
So if you want to get this support, you want to help get this funding, and I think it's amazing, Bobby. I think I can definitely see it happening. I mean, Hackney's part of the city. You know, they should have a stadium. How can people, if they want to help?
I mean, we've got a Twitter, on Twitter, if you go on our Twitter page, we've got a donation spot on our website where you can go and fund. There's a few people who donate monthly to our causes. So basically, we're trying to raise £1 million over the next 5 years. I think we've raised so far about £4,000. And that's what just stays in the kitty to allow us to keep growing. But at the same time, as I said, we keep lobbying. All we need to, for me personally, is find a spot. If the council can find us a spot and say, look, this is the space you guys can have, we would raise the money, no problem at all. No problem at all. We've got enough people support us around the world, big corporate companies who like what we do, that will actually finance that for us, that will actually help us. But the problem is in the borough of Hackney and everywhere else in London is that if land is found, priority is homes, priority is hospitals, schools and so on. And you can't argue. I mean, there's about something like 32,000, I'm not sure how many thousand people are waiting for homes in Hackney. So who are we to sort of say don't build homes and build a football ground? But as you said, you mentioned Leighton Orient. Leighton Orient got a thing where they've got houses built within
absolutely.
So there's always that option.
Which it didn't used to have, but then now they build this sort of social housing around the stadium. And I think the angle there, Bob, is actually maybe bringing that forward to the local council, that their target, what they're trying to do within the local community in terms of housing, finding a way that your platform can help them achieve that, to give maybe people who are interested in football, as well as the upkeep of Hackney. I
mean, we've had a couple of meetings with the Hackney Council, and they're very much aware of our plight. The mayor said that he really wants to support us, but there's a lot of planning regulations and planning restrictions that happen with it being common land of certain places. Like where we train right now, Mabley Green will be perfect and ideal, but there's a lot of sort of things that's been going on in the background, that where you have to tackle the environmentalists who have a say, the local community who might not want the extra noise that's happening over there. So there's these difficulties. I mean, we've got things. We're talking to the right people, so we're just seeing what happens from that.
That's fantastic. I would definitely, because I follow you on Instagram, and I mean, what's your following on Instagram now?
22,000.
22,000. Wow.
I think just short of 23 now.
That's great. I think it's a testament, and I would love to see those conversations. I'd love to see those conversations with the hierarchy. I think this will draw in a different audience. I think you've got a great audience that are, a type of genre, and to bring in that other audience that will have that involvement, that will have that say.
I mean, like, we've got like so many people that's been sort of watching us, and as you say, your language changes depending on who you're talking to. My bedroom is like, yo, what's going on? And other corporates is totally different.
How you doing, sir?
So it's like I've got like the head of branding at Nike who follows my page. I've got people from BT Sports and so on. So they're all very much aware of what we do, because sometimes we are conscious, like, oh, can I post these things? Because these guys are watching us, but I'm going to be me regardless anyway. So, and the audience has grown and grown. The YouTube channel's just about to hit 50K subscribers now as well. So
what's the plug for the YouTube page?
Oh, that's Big Ego Media Entertainment.
Brilliant. I believe I've subscribed.
I believe so.
With all the followers, you probably didn't even notice. Did you say, oh, this Kwame?
Nah, you know what? There's so much
people.
Small
boy talent, move off. I remember him.
Not even.
Yeah, that's really good. So what would you say, I mean, another person in your shoes, 2015, they're in that shoe, they've just come out of prison for whatever reason. What advice would you give to them?
I would say don't be ashamed to go and grind legitimately. And I've spoken about this before, and where some mothers have actually thanked me for it. Like, sometimes when people come out of prison, you ain't got no money. And sometimes if you've got children, like I said, there's that embarrassment of like, the mother of your child is asking, we need this, we need that. You can't do it. So then you get to an argument and then you can't see your kids. Whereas it's dialogue, you say, you know what? I haven't got it at the moment. Let me try and get on my feet. And I mean, there's one woman said that, I know you said that, but one guy's been telling me he wants to get on his feet for over 6 years. I said, well, he's taking the piss now, to be fair. But it's about having...
How long do you have to get on your feet? I think these are the pressures as well that we face all around, not just with being a parent.
And it's all about compromise as well. And because sometimes people would then risk everything to go back to jail, and then you just gone back to the same place again. So I would say having the patience, being honest. Every person I've gone to, I've told them openly, I've just come out of prison at the time, or I've done this. So be it your Sky News, your CNNs, I've told them that this is my story. I've come out of jail. So sometimes people try to hide those facts, try to go and get a job. Sometimes you have someone have more empathy with you because of your plight, or you being honest with them. So I say honesty, patience, and hard work. Nothing replaces hard work. You can have the best talent in the world, but hard work surpasses all.
That's right. I think as well, it's fair to say not everyone's an entrepreneur. And maybe coming out of jail, you don't actually have that entrepreneurial skill. And I think for many, it's taking that pride. Like you said, they are local heroes, working in retail and so forth. But I imagine for many of our youth, from the bits, from east, north, south, west, they're chasing that money. They want to get that guap. They want to get the amount of money that working in retail and that won't get you. So if I don't have that entrepreneurial thing, and I've come out of jail, I don't want to work in retail. I don't want to get the £8.65 an hour. You know, what can I do?
The internet teaches us everything we need. If today I went to become a scientist, although I may not have the qualifications, I could go on the internet and it will teach me every single thing that these scientists learn. If I want to be an engineer, it's all there. It will tell you from foundation level 1 all the way to professional expert level. So we can see cameramen here today. You can decide today I want to be a cameraman. Everyone's always looking for content. Buy yourself a camera, learn how to film, learn how to edit, learn how to do all the graphics. And you start your own business where you promote yourself. Guys, anyone needs a cameraman for their wedding. Everyone needs a cameraman for a podcast. So it's about learning different skills. You're gonna become a music producer, learn how to make music. So all these things are available to us. So if you don't wanna go and do a regular 9 to 5, you're gonna be your own boss. Or even if you don't wanna do those sort of things there, everything you wanna do, there's some form of it on the internet that will show you what to do.
Just don't wait 6 years to get there. Try to get there. Something I do want to ask you before we draw to a close, then, Bobby. Obviously, you're a family man and you're running this business. How do you balance the two? Because
it's hard. I mean, I think that's one of the hardest parts, because you're always kind of on a grind and trying to catch up and trying to make money and try to be sustainable. Especially when you run your own business, you don't rely on no one.
That's right.
And if you have one bad month, bills are not paid, it's going to be a headache. Absolutely. So sometimes it's that sacrificing family time and you try and go and do these things. But at the same time, if you're sacrificing family time, you can't get that time back as well, because life is short enough as it is. So you never know when it's your time to go. Then you regret always having to work. So it's about trying to strike the right balance, but it is difficult.
It is difficult. I suppose having a partner that understands your vision and where you're going is critical.
No, 100%. I'll say that's definitely crucial because especially when they're seeing everything from the start as well. So they're seeing where you've come from and where you're sort of going to. And with that, it actually helps also. But at the same time, they'll have their needs as well in terms of quality time and so on. So it's about trying to, like I said, trying to find that balance.
I always encourage entrepreneurs and businessmen to bring their partners into their business if they can. Find certain skills maybe that they have that can support your business. Maybe your partner's great at administration. Maybe she's great at finance. He or she is great at marketing. What can they do? And to bring them. I'm pretty sure your partner must come to many of the football shows.
Yeah, I mean, she's come to a few events, but like I said, she's also got her own job and also her own company that she's running as well. And I think a lot of times we rather kind of separate our work life, and then when we come together as a family is completely different. It's like, let's forget all of that.
Absolutely, Again, finding that right balance. Listen, I'm really proud of you, sir. I'm so proud of you. I actually brought a gift here for you today. It's a documentary I did. I filmed it with some friends. It's called The Ends.
Okay.
And I think there's a lot of people on there, so I'm going to gift that to you.
I appreciate it.
We've got Stylo G on there before he became Stylo G, Kelly the Rock, Jaja Souls. We literally went around asking people, are you a product of the environment, or is the environment a product of the people? And I think the key message we tried to get through there was to tell people that, you know what, irrespective of what environment you're in, you can climb out of that. And Bobby, you are the epitome, you are the example of that. And I'm so proud of you, sir.
No, thank you very much. And thank you for the gift. I look forward to this.
Yeah. It's quite long. As you know, I'm loquacious. I talk forever. I'm interviewing a lot of people along with other colleagues. There's a gentleman called Yinka, another guy called Richard. And we spoke for a minute. But,
and this is the DVD era as well.
This is the DVD era.
Kids would never know about this. So brilliant.
The kids would be like, what's this? What's this, fam? Can I not just watch it on YouTube? Which I will try and get it on. But no, Bobby.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you so much, man. All the best with Hackney Wick FC. So do you want to just share your plugs quickly as we
Yeah, sure. So Hackney Wick Football Club on Instagram, Hackney Wick FC, Big Eagle Media, also on Instagram, plus on YouTube, and then my own Bobby Kasanga.
Fantastic stuff, fantastic. Listen, we want to thank Bobby for coming on and talking about why he's not an ex-offender. I'm sure you can see that this is a businessman and so much more, a family man and a man who's driven. And just to close, I want to leave something with you. which is the mantra that he explained earlier, that a hungry man who has no food at home will hunt a lot better than a man who has food stocked in the fridge. So get yourself hungry, go out there and chase your dreams, because it's possible. Thanks for watching KB Talks. We'll see you again soon. I want to give a big shout out to our sponsors, KB Consultancy, Anthony's London, Complete Care Solution, Skills for Skills World, and also Insight Productions, no labels required, and the beautiful Shakira Tanay, who's made us all look amazing on set. Thanks for watching.